It was another busy day in the state of California, and Mr. Stanford and his engines were having a bit of trouble with the workload. The engines were at the sheds while Mr. Stanford was talking to them. I know you all don't mind hard work, but me and the rest of the board think that we need another engine to help us. So I've acquired a Rio Grande 482 locomotive from the Rio Grande in Colorado. He should be coming right now. The engine arrived and rolled onto the turntable and then rolled into the berth next to Tanner. Tanner recognized who this engine was already. Daylight, Erickson, Allen, this is Tenorman. He's a Rio Grande 482 mountain type who I decided to bring him here on trial to help out the workload. And I believe Tanner, you know him, right? Yes, sir, I do. Tanner glared at Tenorman. He knew this engine really well. Good morning, Tanner. Pleased to see you again. Yes, I'm not happy that you're here, but I know that the workload needs to be helped out with, but I got my eyes on you. Remember what you've done in the past on the Rio Grande? I'm not letting you do that here. Oh, come on now, Tanner. Can't we just be pals? I got my eye on you, Tenorman. I'm not letting you fool my friends. I got my eye on you. Tenorman needs to learn. Please teach him, Tanner. For his first job, I need him to take a freight train. Understood? Yes, sir. Understood. I am delighted to see such impressive engines, in my opinion. Come on, let's just go. Guys, I think I have a suspicion that Tenorman is not a nice engine. How'd you figure that out, Daylight? Remember how I dealt with Johnny before? I believe Tenorman is a lot worse. I believe that he was a bully to Tanner back on the Rio Grande. Besides, when I visited Colorado, some other engines on the Rio Grande told me about Tenorman's behavior, and his behavior is disgusting from what I know. He has inappropriate language and foul mouth. I don't like that attitude at all. How'd you figure that out? Well, I believe that he's really a big bully, and he might cause trouble right from the get-go. Yeah, well, I hope Tanner will try to get through to him. I don't think that's going to be possible, Alan. Tenorman is a really mean engine. Would you hurry up back there? I'm working as hard as I can. Jeez! As the two engines arrived at the yard, Tenorman started boasting to Tanner. You're worthy, Stanford. That's Mr. Stanford to you, Tenorman. My apologies. He is mistaken. I know what to do, and I know everything. I am more powerful than any other locomotive out there. Me and my siblings had proven that on the Rio Grande. And I know what to do. I am more useful and more efficient. I am revolutionary and more powerful than any other engine combined. Well, if you're so efficient and revolutionary, why don't you take the freight train that Mr. Stanford assigned you to do? Fine, I'll do that. Only to prove you wrong that me and my class, along with a lot of the engines on the Rio Grande, are more efficient than these engines on the Southern Pacific Tanner rolled up to the siding next to Tenorman. There's also another bad thing about handling freight cars. They don't like being bumped. Because if you bump them, and one stupid move, you'll be off the tracks. They don't like being bumped. They'll pay you back. Yeah, I know. I don't have time to listen to you, black tin can. I have work to do. He's going to be in trouble soon. I just know it. Hold him back! Hold him back! Shut up! Tenorman was very rough with the freight cars. He banged them about if they were misbehaving, and that made the trucks even more angry. Then there was trouble. The freight car surged forward and pushed Tenorman way too fast and right off the bend, causing him to derail. Oh, gosh dang it! Just then, Tanner arrived. I tried to warn you, but you wouldn't listen to me. Just shut up and get me back on the rails. After Tenorman was placed back on the track, Tanner took him to the yard where Daylight was with Mr. Stanford. Tanner told Mr. Stanford about Tenorman's bullying behavior. Mr. Stanford looked at Tenorman, a very solemn expression on his face, but one with strict and anger. Tenorman, I'm not happy about your behavior. I know that you were bullied to Tanner, but that doesn't mean you have to ignore others' warning. What you've done was really reckless. I'm not happy of what you've done. And I know the trucks were at fault, and I'll be talking to them later. But explain me this. Why are you bullying other engines? It's unacceptable. It's because of my brother Mason. He bullies me day in and day out, and I'm getting sick of him. And not to mention, he derailed many of the rolling stock on the Rio Grande, and I'm getting fed up of him. That's why I took my anger out on others. It's the way I am, so you'll have to deal with it. I don't approve about that outburst, Tenorman, but I will have a word with your controller about it. And I understand why. But I know that you're a bully, but you shouldn't hurt others' feelings. It's not acceptable. Mason will be dealt with, let me reassure you. But I'm gonna have to send you back to the Rio Grande. Your trial will continue there. But sir, my brother! I'm aware of that. I understand that you're a bully, but you have to control yourself. I can't, sir. It's the way I am. It's just the way I am, and you have to deal with it, okay? There's no way of me changing because I'm a bully. Forget this stupid railroad. I'm out! And Tenorman left, seething with fury about his brother Mason bullying him. Tanner watched Tenorman leave. He couldn't help but feel sympathy for him. No one wants to get bullied. That's what no one wants. Do you reckon that he'll change, Daylight? I don't think so, Tanner. From what he said to Mr. Stanford, it's already too late. Of course, what Tenorman said was right. Him and Mason were both bullies. But Tenorman wanted to bully other engines in his own way. Mason couldn't believe his own brother had betrayed him. I just wanted to show the Southern Pacific that the Rio Grande is better, sir. Every railroad is equal, Tenorman, and you have to stop this bullying. I can't, sir. It's the way I am. How dare you betray me, bro? We were brothers. The Bully Brothers, to be exact. How dare you betray me? Mason, that is enough. As punishment of your actions, I'm sending you to work at the scrapyard. Maybe that'll teach you a thing or two. Sir, you can't do this to me! I'm in charge of you, Mason. Now do as I say. You are so scrap metal, Tenorman. I'm really gonna get you back for this. You'll see, bro. I am not with you anymore, bro. I am my own bully. You can't change that. And I'm afraid that Tenorman is saying the truth because he will never change the way he is. I don't know what will happen down the line for him. Only time will tell.